Welcome to Contractor Connection. I'm Tom and this is John. Today we're going to talk about top tips for maintenance around your house in the fall. We'll probably focus on roofing a little bit because that's what we do every day. And let's kick it off with, the first thing we should do is come out and inspect your roof. In the south, it's hot and humid, but don't let that fool you. The summer storms will do a number on your roof. And then when the weather changes, you start to get more rain, more drastic winds and things like that. And then that's a great time to kind of check your roof for curled up shingles or possibly missing shingles, bent flashing, things like that. Mm-hmm. So John, tell the guys out there when they ignore roofing issues, what can that happen? What happens there?
Well, it damages the inside of your home. At first, if you have a damaged shingle, lifted shingle, basically water is allowing to go into your roof. That's going to cause water damage on your interior, painting. It just spirals out of control at that point.
I gotcha. So what we're saying though is like everything else in life, if you do the proper repairs and maintenance when you need them, in the long run, it's cheaper.
Yeah, just think of it like your car. Do you do oil changes on your car?
Yes.
Do you rotate your tires? Do you change your tires when they're needed? All those little things is the same thing with roofing. If you do the maintenance on your roof, it's going to prolong the life of your roof.
I gotcha. Well, so that brings me to another point. We get tons of calls in the office here for people who say they got a roofing issue.
Yep.
Typically what I'm hearing from customers is, I know I've had this issue for 6 months or a year, but I just didn't know who to call, or I've called other people and nobody seems to want to help me out with it.
Yeah.
What would you tell those kind of customers? Or homeowners, I should say.
Well, it's different things. What's your issue? Are you having just a shingle issue? Are you having a water issue? Just let us come and inspect it. Let's look at it. We'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it, what needs to be repaired, and then go from there. Sometimes it's an easy fix, a nail hole and some flashing that needs to be caulked, or a nail pop, or anything like that.
So what I hear you saying is the fear is I don't really want to call because I'm afraid they're going to tell me I need a whole new roof.
Yeah, and that's the industry we're in.
Right. And before I got in the industry, that's kind of what I was always afraid of. It's like calling a plumber or anything else. I try to fix it myself until I can't stand it anymore, and then I call a pro in. That brings me around to the roof guard product that we offer. How does that benefit a homeowner?
Well, we're coming into this time of year now where we're getting into fall.
Right.
I know in my house, I'm constantly picking up leaves around the yard, in my pool, et cetera, et cetera. They'll fall on the roof and they'll collect in the gutters.
Right.
And they'll collect in the valleys. And what that does is basically just holds moisture.
Okay.
Your roof is designed for water to shed off.
Right.
When you're starting to put puddles of water on your roof, now you're subjecting yourself into more issues as far as leaking into your house.
I gotcha. Well, that actually brought me into the next topic, which is leaves accumulating in your property, and then gutter cleaning. I hate cleaning the gutter, right? It stinks, it's messy. I try to get the kids to do it, but they won't do it. So inevitably, I'm up there doing it. Why is that such a big deal for homeowners? Well, what happens when they don't do it?
Well, if your leaves are clogging up your gutters, basically you have a river at the end of your house, and that will allow water, if it builds up, to go back up under your shingles on the eaves. Leaves everywhere just do that pretty much on your entire roof.
I'm thinking too on that, if we allow debris to be in those gutters, too much of it, and water's accumulating, you're gonna get pretty heavy.
Yeah, and it could possibly break off the edge of your fascia there and potentially cause more damage than you're really ready to do.
All right, so spring and fall, we need an inspection. We need to make sure leaves are cleared, gutters are clean. Attic, is it looking in your attic important?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of times you have insulation in your roof.
Right.
And if you do have a leak, by the time that you see it in your house, it's done saturated your entire, insulation on the thing. So getting in the attic, once, twice a year, just looking around, you can see the water spots on your decking from the attic. And then if you do see water damage on your decking, then potentially you have an issue on your roof. Because some roofs, I don't know about you, they're hard to walk on.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not getting on my roof.
Especially if you're elderly or you're scared of heights, you're not going to get up there on your roof, and you're not going to know until it's too late.
Well, I would go one step further and say, honestly, I don't really recommend homeowner getting on the roof necessarily.
No.
Unless it's a relatively low slope and
Absolutely.
And you're very comfortable up there.
Even at a low, low pitch, you still have to be careful.
Those are the top tips for the fall maintenance. They're basically very similar to spring. You should do these things fall and spring. We're talking about fall because that's the time of year that we're in. But like I said, give us a call, email, text, whatever you need to do. Get in touch with us. Let us come out and give you an inspection. We'll educate you on the roof guard product, and we'll make your life a lot easier and save you some money in the long run.
Good deal.
Sound good?